something has to change. And in a world predominantly outside the grasp of our control, that change usually comes within ourselves, internally or externally. There's the old adage attributed to Albert Einstein that says, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. There's this other adage not attributed to Einstein, but instead to Voltaire that says, perfect is the enemy of good. And I think that's exactly what I'm experiencing right now. A constant striving for perfection that results in accomplishing basically next to nothing. My output has been extremely low in just about every aspect of my life, but especially in the creative sense. I have trouble even starting things because I'm so confounded by every little thing needing to be perfect, and that obsession leads to inaction. And for someone like me, inaction is perhaps the greatest sin. It is the biggest waste of time. And the things I start, they're just never good enough to finish. Like the novel I started over 8 years ago. Holy crap, 8 years ago. I wrote over 115 pages. And then I got into this constant warring within myself over voice and character motivation and all of these types of things that should be left to the next drafts. So the story just stopped. Well, this YouTube channel, I couldn't start it until I had a camera, right? Buying the Sony FX30 was supposed to be the thing that pushed my creative output over the hill. This camera was supposed to give me access to everything I need to create high-value cinematic content. But this camera is just a tool that's capable of capturing amazing video, but not when the hands and mind of its user are ensnared in a web of perfectionism. Instead, this tool becomes an agent of perfectionism with all of its features and possible accessories, its various lens choices, filters, grips. You got an S-Log3. You get absolutely encumbered by analysis paralysis. Every one of these possibilities is yet another thing to hyper-focus the lens of perfection upon. Here in my downtime lately, I've been consuming a lot of content from other creators, and this notion of perfect is poison has bubbled to the surface as if I've manifested this lesson into my life in some way. Other creators are encouraging those like us, either in word or in action, to embrace the imperfect. And as much as I loathe advertising in general, the Nike slogan of my youth comes to mind. Just do it.
So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!
The beauty of that, or so I think, is that avoiding perfection in favor of flawed output is exactly the sort of action one needs to take to foster a much more powerful P word: practice. Perfection robs us of practice. And without practice, there is no hope of perfection, though honestly at this point, I think perfection is just probably a myth altogether. So the first change I'm making is ditching this Sony FX30 in favor of my iPhone. I'm just going to use that. It's already here. It's a great camera. It is mobile, flexible, and easy to use. And already in creating this video, the ability to move quickly is refreshing. There's no lights, no ISO to worry about, no white balance, no focus. Well, at least not like, focusing the lens. I have to focus on what I'm doing. But instead, it's just me and the act of doing. And maybe that's enough of a change to break this cycle. Okay, so just wanted to chime in here at the end of this video and say that the point of this is not to be intentionally imperfect, although this video very much feels like that. Instead, it's to just understand that imperfection is a part of the process. Especially if you're learning a new skill or discipline, your best is going to look a lot different than someone else's best. The point is not to be intentionally imperfect. The point is to accept imperfection in your process and not to give up because of it. So keep doing, keep making, keep creating, keep learning. Just keep at it.